This sub $20 knife puts a lot of these $200 customs to shame, in my opinion, and maybe just about all you need to practice some quality bushcraft, especially as a beginner. Let's get into it. Okay, check this out. Right out of the box, no sharpening. Here's the ultimate test right here. Look at that, shaving, sharp, not even $20 knife right out of the box. Can your custom do that? I hope so. Okay, now some of you knew before I said it, but of course this is the legendary Mora knife. So Mora knife is an old Swedish company that started making these for fishermen. They see it looks kind of like a knife you would take out for filleting fish. And now they just really have the best deals on the market for these beginner knives. I say it's a beginner knife. And now look, I know you're not really supposed to baton with these, but I've never had an issue. I found them to be pretty indestructible. I've used them on my Alaska field courses and I've never had an issue. Let's talk about some of the features. This handle, you know, it's a little rubbery kind of form of plastic, but it really does offer a good grip. It doesn't feel cheap at all. This edging that you see here, that's what we call a Scandinavian grind, or Scandi grind for short. That means from where the bevel starts here, where it slides down, where it goes down from the main knife body, that goes all the way to the edge of the knife. So this is all one edge. And what that does is it makes for very, very easy sharpening. Okay, I want to show you how easy it is to sharpen with the Scandinavian grind. What makes it so awesome? All you do is lay it flat like that. Say I put my finger there. Now because the grind here, where it starts here, goes all the way to the edge. The grind is the bevel. It's all one section. I go here. Now I just click. See that? So all you do is lay it flat, lean forward till you hit the edge. Now you have full edge contact. Okay? You don't need a jig. You don't need any kind of wedge or anything like that to secure the angle. It's the easiest to field sharpen and get the proper angle and not disturb the bevel or the grind. It's absolutely incredible. And it has what we call a rat tang. So the tang is the portion of the knife that goes into the handle. We would normally want a full tang knife for a survival knife. This one has a rat tang. That means it tapers down a little bit and goes down about halfway. However, it's in there so securely. I mean, I baton the heck out of these and it's never given me any trouble. And I'll show myself processing some good bow drill materials with this bad boy so you can see how it works. Now here it is side by side with the custom Thomas Gordon survival knife, no longer available for sale. But this is what I mean by a full tang. So you see the metal that forms the blade goes all the way down to the base of the handle. And this is a really good safety feature. So when I'm batoning with it, if I pry with it, try and split anything like that, the knife doesn't rotate away from the handle and cause injury. And you know what? I've never had that be an issue with the Mora knife. I baton with it, but I can't recommend that you do for safety. But again, I've never had an issue. And you can see how this compares with a over $100 custom job. See, they're built very similarly because us bushcrafters, us survival guys, we really like this kind of design. For the bulk of the carving work, the intricate stuff like making traps and bow drills, the big knives kind of get in the way. So having something like a 3.5 inch or 4 inch blade is really good. And again, this Scandinavian grind here where the bevel starts, you know, with the main metal of the blade and goes all the way to the edge, no secondary bevels. That Scandinavian grind makes it wildly easy to sharpen, even if you only brought a little stone in the field. These things are awesome. I don't care what anybody says, Scandi grind for life. So here is the sheath it comes with. It has a really seriously long clip here where it will stay on your belt very well. You can hook this on your belt and run through the forest and it's just not gonna fall out. Ask me how I know. Now again, I know they say you're not supposed to baton with these, but I've never had any trouble. And look at this meaty 2x4 on this. I'm going to process some bow and drill kits. So watch this. Look at that. So look at that. No problem at all. No playing the knife, no wiggle. It may just be a rat tang, but gosh dang, man, they make some really good knives in Sweden. Now watch how it just shaves right through that. No problem. This little tiny, I think I paid $14 for this knife, 14, 17, something like that. Here's a little trick. It could be really hard in some of these high mountain areas. The wood just gets more twisty and gnarly. You don't get these straight branches. So you finally get something straight. You don't want to split it down the middle by accident being hasty, right? So if you just have a knife and not a saw, here's the trick. A few inches down from my hand. So I just bite in a little bit. Look how easily that bites in. Look at how deep that goes with just a little thumb push. And I'm going to go all the way around. I might go one more time. See that? That's the technique there. Give her the old 1-2, right? And once that is fairly deep, then all I have to do is snap and it won't split. Okay, see that kind of looks like a mushroomed bullet, right? When it hits something hard. But this will make sure it doesn't split. If I try to, hammer the knife through, or if I just carve part way and break it, then we can split down the middle here. But that little trick there is a way to get a good clean edge. And then I'll push and slice, not just push, but push and slice. And I can flatten out this surface real good. And if you're wondering what this is red willow. Makes great friction fire drills. Now I'm going to make a little tip right here. This is going to insert into the handhold. Just kind of flick there. See that? Look at that knife go. Not even $20 for this. I'll tell you what, they ought to sponsor me. I'm not a big enough name. I'm not a big enough name on the internet, but real survival circles, people who need this knowledge, military units, Department of Defense, all that, they know who your boy is. Now I'm just going to flatten the bottom here. See, this one was sawed, so I have that angle. This is going to be my drilling end, so I'm going to flatten this out. Just push and slice. And this guy makes short work. A fresh Mora is just great. So this is going to be, what I split off. This is going to be the baseboard. This right here, about a finger thickness, is what I want, right? So I do have to go ahead and trim this a little more. We're going to keep this real simple. There we go. This piece will be easy to work with. Still a little thick right there. So what I'm going to do is split it a little more. Now look at that. Now I have the thickness. So I'm going to plane this. Just nice flat edge where my notch can go. Notice, a little carving tip for you guys. Notice I don't just push all the time. I'll slice a little bit. We're getting more of the blade involved, and I don't have to use as much pressure. Now I'm going to flatten this part so I can drill and follow that grain, just like a boyer. So now I'm just going to flatten that there. Good. So let's make it even. So this area here, I mean, pretty much this whole thing is ready, but this area here especially is ready to drill in. So I'm going to start a little pilot hole. So I don't like to have it too close to the edge because I can shave this down and make it perfect. A little pilot hole going. Sorry for the shadow there. Okay, see that little circle it left? So that tells me where I want to do the rest. I want to make it a little vertical so it holds the drill. Those little side chips don't need anything as long as the drill can rest in there and not wobble around. What I'm going to do is I'm going to carve my notch. As you drill through the friction fire board, as you drill through this, you create hot dust and you want to trap it in a bit of a V notch. So what I'm going to do now is just push and slice. There's my borders. So now I'm going to stay inside those borders. And work it down. Always push with that slice. Push forward a little bit. See that? Get that blade working. Again, this knife is less than $20, guys. You don't have to get a $200 custom bushcraft knife and all this and that to be able to do this kind of work out here. And I don't like those kind of barriers to entry, like price like that. So here we go. So here you go, just a few minutes of work with a sub $20 knife. You can get overnighted or same day on Amazon. If you don't like Amazon, I don't blame you. You can get this knife anywhere. We beat the heck out of it, and look, not any damage whatsoever. Look how fine that point is. It's still fine after beating it with a 2x4, that little skinny point. I actually broke the point off on a custom knife that I had made for me just by making a pilot hole like this on a piece of hardwood. It was for my handhold, not the baseboard. So I wanted a piece of hardwood, and it snapped the tip off. Yet this $20 sub $20 Mora knife does it. So, you know, my name's Thomas Coyne. I'm a professional survival instructor, and this knowledge, more than anything, I hope this helped you guys out, and you get out there in the field, keep bushcraft, keep bushcraft, and keep surviving. You guys are awesome. Thanks for watching.